used charcoal, with spray paint, so you're combining a lot of different media. It's also used for, by some artists as a way of not disclosing the materials they've used. And that's quite common. There's a lot of secrecy in art, and some artists just don't want people to know how they've created the work. That's not my case. As you can see, all my secrets are out in the open, especially with this program. Anyway, first thing I'm going to do, collage using tissue paper. You can buy these anywhere, newsagents. I bought this in Irish Town. Normal tissue paper, gift wrapping for craft work, whatever. Very quick way of getting flat areas of colour in a painting. You just stick it on, you cut it to shape. The type of painting I'm doing is not a realistic type. It's not abstract. We've already covered what that means. But it's quite a freestyle. So what I'm going to do is just adhere sheets of this in different areas. Even if they go over areas I'm not into, I'll fix it as we go along. As always, my main media, PVA glue, mixed with water, 50-50, a brush, and I'm going to start with the sky area. Again, I'm going to go obvious, a light blue. Then we might add to it. So I just coat a bit of glue on the surface, and this again is going to prove what I said earlier on about the usefulness of using the text, because even through the tissue paper you'll be able to read it. So that will add to the desired effect. So you've got to be very quick when it sticks instantly, and once it's stuck you can't change it, but it doesn't matter. Now I coat that again. See, even leaving folds that were not planned, and I'll just tear off where I don't want the blue. It's similar concept to stenciling really, but it's very, very immediate. Because of my nature of work, I have to work fast. I don't have time to spend, and most people probably won't either. I don't have time to spend months on one single painting. It doesn't go along with lifestyle nowadays. I got to do painting very quickly in 2 or 3 sessions, or else, you probably could never sell it. It would be so expensive. Okay, so I've got a bit of blue there. I've got a bit more here, so I'll just cut this off. Look at the way of working. Very quick, very fast. I am that type of person. I'm probably hyperactive and very passionate, so I just go straight to it. I jump at the deep end and no messing about. Okay, now we're going to put a bit more on the other side, like you saw. Quick coat of the glue, and then you just stick that on. And then your imagination really should do the rest. For instance, if someone wants to add a cloud, bit of white paper on top, white tissue paper, or even normal white paper. Depends whether you want some translucency or you just want it totally opaque. See how quick that adheres. But already we're getting a lovely sort of wash of colour. It's like a watercolour. It's so light. Look at the letters underneath. Going back to intrigue. You see, you're already getting that sort of feel, which I love in art. When you don't quite know, is the text meant to be read as in a book? No. So hence I can do. I can even leave that double folder. It might add to it, it might not. If I don't like it, I'll take it off or put something on top. You get bubbles there, but that will go out after a while. See, you get a break. That's a cloud. That's what I mentioned about being spontaneous in art and leaving mistakes, knowing when to leave something and when not to leave it. When you see something that doesn't bother you, it's okay then. At least for me it is. When you really don't like it, it affects your perception of the painting, by all means, change it, rub it out. All rules are meant to be broken. I mean, there's always that phrase in art, not to use rubbers. Of course not, why use a rubber? But if you have to because you don't like something, use it. Whilst I'm doing this, I'd like to emphasize again what I keep repeating time and again. Some viewers might say, here he goes again, another rock of Gibraltar, que pesado, you know, the usual. For me, the subject is not important. What I'm trying to use is a new technique. It's a different approach to the same painting. You could say the rock can be, for me, the same as a flower. It's not to do with the rock. It's the technique I'm using for it. To prove that point, what I've just said about the rock, I mean, for those who didn't see the Between the Rock and the Hard Plate exhibition, the exhibition I held 2 years ago, you can visit it online. Bit of advertising, but www.COSQUI.com. www.COSQUI.com. COSQUI spelled C-O-S-Q-U-I. COSQUI. There you'll see the whole exhibition of the Between the Rock and the Hard Plays. There's over 30, I think 32 paintings. Same size, same angle of the rock, same view, but none of them are the same painting. All of them are a completely different painting, all of them. So I think that proves my point. You know, you can do the same subject matter again and again and again, and it won't be the same painting. Cézanne, very important French painter from the late 19th century, early 20th. He probably was the founder of modern art. He used to do Mount Victoire, I think it was, and he just did it again and again and again, and he repeated it all the time ad nauseum. But basically, like myself, he was not interested in the rock or the mount as a pretty painting. He was using it to define his vision of the structure in painting, modern art. I mean, Cubism, which was started by Picasso and Braque, actually was based on the previous work done by Cézanne, Paul Cézanne. He did all the analysis of the planes, which then Picasso cleverly and Braque found a way of disconnecting from the painting. He took the planes, all the different angles, and then applied them separately. But Cézanne was the first one who invented that in a way, and he did Mount Victoire again and again. So I think that proves my point. Now I'm going to put some bright yellow for the foreground, and it's a sandy area between Gibraltar and La Linea, the no man's land, as it were. And, you know, it's a nice yellow that goes very well with the purple and the blue. I also like tissue, because if you see over here, if you can zoom in there, it creates a wonderful texture, which in a way is quite reminiscent of the rock, of the actual quality of the rock. I'm now going to put a bit of brown, somewhat emulate the rooftops, which are roughly there. As you can see, I'm not concerned about exactitude. Just make a visual reference to the viewer that there is something there that's that shape and that colour.